Yo, what's up guys? We will be discussing what are some blue chip NFT projects or some blue chip NFTs. Matt here from DCL Blogger going through some NFT stuff once again. I'm going to be doing 2 to 3 videos a day. Let's see if I can keep up that sort of momentum. But are there any blue chip NFTs? First of all, this term blue chip is starting to be kind of overused in the industry or the NFT industry while people are terming them for new projects or some older projects. So let's kind of start with what blue chip projects or what blue chip even means in the investment terminology. So what are blue chip shares? So this is ComSec's Commonwealth Bank here. You can invest in stock through the Commonwealth Bank, and basically they've turned blue chips. Blue chips is a term that's used to describe the shares of a leading company that is considered to be a strong name in their industry and whose products or services usually dominate their respective markets. Here's the kicker. Blue chips are typically large institutional corporations that have been operating for many years, are considered to be quite stable, and are known for their excellent management and strong financial structure. Okay, so this part right here have been operating for many years, right? In the NFT industry, there's not many projects that have been operating for many years. In fact, there's probably the dominant, like 8 out of the top 10 projects have only been around for this year alone. So for example, Galaxy Eggs is new, Sneaky Vampires is new, Emblem Vault is, the concept is new, Bored Ape Yacht Club is new, Cryptoads is new, Cool Cats is new, the Crypto Dads is new, Mutant Ape Yacht Club is new. These are all new, right? So how can we tell which ones are blue chip? Well, I think we can separate them from blue chip NFT projects and blue chip brands, right? Some brands may be blue chip. So for example, if tomorrow the WWE, they release a public stock, well, would you consider that a blue chip investment? Kind of. It's built on a brand that's been around for 10, 20, 30 years. The investment itself, I'm not sure, right? But the community is somewhat blue chip. So let's start with obviously some strong blue chip projects. We can say CryptoPunks is pretty blue chip. It's been around for 4 years, historically significant. It was big. It is a market leader in its avatar project or the collectible niche or the industry, and it's continuously done good. So again, it is quite hard to term anything in the space blue chip, but if I were to say something is blue chip, I think we can all kind of say CryptoPunks is definitely a contender for the blue chip name. You can see pretty much at any time if you buy a CryptoPunk, you're almost guaranteed to make money in the long term, because as the industry continues to grow and the NFT name and what they do continue to grow, then it makes sense that CryptoPunks will only get more finer and more expensive and appreciate stronger in time, right? Now it's just kind of like, do you have enough money to be in the game? I mean, 100 Ethereum is almost $500,000. It's not cheap to be a CryptoPunk holder. Then we have some more we can dive into a little bit. So for example, Emblem Vault. Emblem Vault is actually a project that allows you to wrap NFTs that weren't on Ethereum on different chains. So what people are doing is that they're wrapping these rare pepes, or these wallets that contain single rare pepes, and they're taking them from Bitcoin chain and selling them on OpenSea or taking them to Ethereum. Now, first of all, rare pepes are like 5, maybe 6 years old now. They've been around since 2015, 2016. So they actually predate CryptoPunks. The fact that they are still rising in volume and value, I would think is testament to them being somewhat blue chip. I mean, they take the characteristic of being being not stable for many years, but at least around for many years. They haven't been proven yet, so this kind of still up in the air. But the fact that they are still here right now and they're growing right in front of us. Like for example, if you check the volume graph, you can see in the last 90 days, they've gone from, Emblem Vault has gone from people selling pretty much nothing to now pretty much transacting 777 the other day, 605 yesterday, in sales of people predominantly buying rare pepes. So rare pepes, maybe some of the older projects that were pre-CryptoPunks are now getting into blue chip. Now, Axie Infinities, Axies themselves, Axie Infinity as a game has been around since 2018, so that's 3 years. of Axie Infinity running really, really strong. We all know they're doing 20 to 30, 15 to 30 million dollars per day in volume. And if you go to the dashboard, you can see they did 13 million US dollars in the last 24 hours. In the last 30 days, they've transacted $500 million in Axies. Now, does that make all these Axies investable? Definitely not. That's because Axies have an unlimited supply, but what are investable are, for example, if you were to go here and filter this by origin Axies and you go for sale, these have been only rising in value. As long as Axie Infinity continues to grow in user base, then you would imagine that their rare Axies, so the origin Axies, or if you want to get really, really a prestige, then you're looking at mystic Axies, which are 30 ETH at the moment, 100k almost. And these have been going up since back then. They were like 1 ETH, 2 ETH, 3 ETH. I think I bought some at 5 Ethereum, and now they've only been going up like crazy. I would say long term, again, Axie Infinity, I don't see why it wouldn't be a good investment as long as the NFT industry as a whole is stable or continues to grow, right? If there's some big issues like, say, hypothetically, if Ethereum gets hacked or Ronin chain gets hacked or some big thing happens, and of course, then there's an issue. Now, art, right? A lot of art is definitely starting to tip over into the blue chip sort of category. So, for example, Xcopy, if you were to search Trevor Jones has been around for at least 2 to 3 years now, making art, and his art, especially Bitcoin Angel, has been going up for the last consistently over the last 10 days. In fact, if you keep going back, you'll see that it's been selling quite consistently every day or every 2 days. There's been at least 3 to 4 sales, so there's consistent volume of Trevor Jones art. I think there's 4,000 pieces of Trevor Jones, the Bitcoin Angel, but his other pieces have definitely started to go for a lot more money now. I don't know if I'll be able to find them just because there's so many of his Bitcoin Angels that sell. But now we can maybe also search Xcopy. We all know Xcopy has been selling art for a while. He's, I think, the first GIF artist on Ethereum. But you can see that his art over the last 25 days has been going pretty well. If you go to 4 days, 4 pages back, so 2 months ago, you can see it's been going for $2,900, $7,000 for Guzzler. These are all different art pieces. So 3,800 for Afterburn. You have again 7,900 for Guzzler. And if you go to the page number 2, currently we're looking at $9,000, $12,500, $20,000, $25,000 with Afterburn now $10,000. Go to page 1. $38,500 25 days ago. So definitely it is increasing in value, and these are his multi editions on Nifty Gateway. He's got his single editions that have been selling for millions of his art. So there are definitely some blue chip artists that are slowly building a name for themselves. So those that are anchored in history, that are significant because they're quite special in the timing of their art and also the style of their art, etc., etc. That definitely makes sense. Now, Wisby, one of the artists that has been in the space traditionally for a while, but he's also selling art on Nifty Gateway. So if you go Wisby, then these are just some of the artists, right? So you can see he's been consistently selling. So look at every day, every 1 or 2 days, he's selling 3 to 4 pieces of his Karma Chameleon art pieces. And so he's been increasing, like that's consistent volume coming in. That is from an artist who's traditionally been around for a while, that has a name for himself and his art. And you would say that his art is somewhat blue chip, right? Now, basically, we can go through a bunch of different stuff. Another traditional artist that has come to the space is Damien Hirst. Damien Hirst has come in and released his sales for his The Currency NFTs, which started off at about $2,000, I believe, and then they've gone insanely crazy. They saw some sort of a peak at $41,000, dropped a little bit after that, then another peak, then dropping again. But Damien Hirst has been around for a long time. He's probably one of the most successful artists in the UK, and he's going to just, like, people will keep buying based on his name, right? The cheapest of his art is $40,000, which is about 10 to 12 Ethereum at the moment. And it looks like the baseline trajectory of this is sort of up. Then we have more brands, right? So WWE came down and they've released some NFTs. They've got The Undertaker, who's got the cheapest NFTs are 0.1 Ethereum. You would say that WWE is a long-term project as a brand is pretty strong. So if they're going to continue to drop NFTs, and they've They've dropped John Cena NFTs, and they're probably going to continue to do more as long as they're successful and the crowd kind of understands what's going on. But looks like they'll continue to do things in this space. So you would say that the community is strong, so it should support not so much a blue chip narrative, but a potential blue chip brand in the NFT space. VV, Vive or VV, let's just say VV, but VV is releasing comic books. So Marvel, officially licensed Marvel, is releasing comic books through the VV platform, and their comic books are only going up in time now. Their brand is definitely blue chip, or definitely quite strong in the eyes of fans. The NFTs are also doing extremely well. There's no real way to show you guys the statistics because this exists more in the VV platform on the app, on the phone app. But basically, they are doing pretty damn well. A lot of the early a lot of the early comics have been selling quite well, and they're reminting, for example, the very first comic book on Marvel ever did. They reminted that, and now I think my friends picked it up for a couple of $1,000s each. Now the minimum is like 16,000 US dollars for one of those NFTs. So just to give you an idea, those are some of the many blue chip sort of projects, or potential blue chip projects in this space. I would say that those that have especially been around for a long time, and you can't really call that many blue chips true blue chips because they just haven't lasted the test of time. Art blocks, that's been a generative art project for more than a year now, so you can definitely say maybe some art block collections, or maybe the project as a whole, or the industry as a whole, has a strong future. But still, if you go through a lot of these, you'll find those that haven't been around for a while, but the communities are pretty strong. Like, for example, you got Gary V's V Friends. What else do you have? You got, see, a lot of these haven't been around for a long time at all. So in 2 years from now, will they continue to exist? We don't really know. Like, the loot boxes were a thing, right? Now look at this 7-day percentage. It's gone down 80% for loot boxes. So just because something is popular at a certain time doesn't necessarily mean it's going to do well long term. Anyway, just some thoughts on what blue chip can mean. We don't really have truly that many blue chip projects. The handful that we have, I just went through a handful. There's probably like 10 more, 15 more that have been around for 2 to 3 years plus. Obviously, you got Decentraland, you got CryptoVoxels that have had consistent volume coming in. You got Autoglyphs that have been selling for a crazy amount of price so far, being the first on-chain art, or one of the first, if not the first, I believe. And yeah, just some thoughts I'd like to share with you guys. Let me know what you think. What are blue chips? Write in the comments what you think about what blue chip should be in the NFT industry, and what you think they are, if you have any projects that come to your mind. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in another video.